Hey y'all, it's Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis on May 21st, and I have a quick show and tell today for two plants. One used to be called Laelia purpurata, the other used to be called Laelia lobata. They're both Cattleyas now, and I'm gonna quickly turn around the camera so we can get a quick shot of them. And one of them is really nice. Honestly, they're both really nice. I'm probably going to sell one. As you can see, I'm still in an apartment and I have way too many plants. It is absurd. And one of these days, I think I'm going to show you around my little patio here and show you exactly how absurd it is and how much of an orchid problem I have. Anyway, oh, and I want to apologize. Last week I didn't get a chance to film an episode. I was actually floating down the Grand Canyon for 4 days. So at some point I'm going to turn all of those photos into a video, and I'll probably end up showing it on one of those days when I'm moving or something and I don't have any time for an orchid video. Anyway, enough chit chat. It is Laelia purpurata season, and let's jump into these guys. All right, y'all. So as you can see, it is getting dark, and I am on a patio. So the light isn't great, and I apologize for that. I also forgot to bring up the actual table that I want to film this in, so I am filming it on a wicker chair. Anyway, we have a really nice Laelia purpurata here. This is the first bloom. As you can see, I've got a couple flowers back here. They're just opening up, and these ones are kind of squished, so I have that shade cloth pulled over them, and so they're not fully opening to their best, their most open view. And so basically these flowers are sort of an average shape, but what really pops is the color. I mean, just absolutely beautiful deep purple. And for a first bloom, this is great. This is what I'm really excited about. You can't complain too much here. So there's some twisting here, but like I said, the shade cloth is kind of squishing these guys down, but the color is just amazing. And the purple is super crisp, super clear on the lip. I love the striations here in the throat. Of course, the purpurata smell is wonderful to me. It smells a lot like Fruit Loops. And if I was able to film this in the middle of the day with sunlight streaming down on this, I think it would look a lot nicer. Of course, the shape wouldn't really change. We've got some twisted petals and sepals here. I actually just noticed a light pink flush here, which is kind of cool. And same back here. So this is not going to win any awards. This is, like I said, a first bloom, but I'm really happy for this. This is from my friend Sergio Garcia over there at Olon Poly Orchids, and this is the cross here that he made himself. He has a lot of really great Brazilian Cattleyas and Laelia, or what used to be Laelia. And actually, let me swap this out for that Laelia lobata, and we'll see if we can get a quick show and tell on that guy. Oh, real quick, you can see I grow this in clay pot, large grade orchiata bark. This is a young plant, so these pseudobulbs are nowhere near as fat as I would want them to be. They should be, once this guy's mature, at least twice as thick. At least twice as thick as this biggest one. These little skinny bulbs back here, the little sort of baby bulbs. But yeah, so if you're growing Laelia purpurata and your bulbs are maxing out at this size, that is way too small. Feed them more. Give them more water. Alright, this is Laelia lobata. It is a cerulean, or I should say Cattleya lobata. And I got this one from Miller's Tropicals over here in Dripping Springs, Texas, which is about 10 minutes from my house. Their nursery. I actually live in Dripping Springs as well, but I always say Austin, but it's really a suburb of Austin down here on the southwest side. And as you can see, there's a lot of similarities between lobata and purpurata. Basically, purpurata is sort of a slightly smaller flower with a tubular lip, but a lot more frills around the lip, and it's a lot more frilly around the edges of the petals as well. A little more cut than Laelia purpurata, but definitely a close relative. And this one is also kind of squished underneath the shade cloth there, so it is not opening up quite as much, but I would still anticipate that it would be cupped like this. You know, this is quote-unquote cerulean. I would say this might actually be closer to a purple, but for this species, maybe it is a cerulean. You know, I've got some other buds popping open here, and then these guys are just opening up right now, so this is putting on a pretty nice show. And as you can see, I grow it under the same conditions. Large grade orchiata bark, that's kind of a small piece, but in a clay pot. And I do water these guys every single day when it gets very hot. Anyway, that's it for today. Enjoy.